got the senior year, and I realized like maybe like I can bet on myself and try to go somewhere where I could compete and have a better put myself in a better position to get drafted. So about a week before moving, I decommitted from Eastern Kentucky and I went JUCO, and I had probably one of the best years of my life there. And I balled out, worked hard, and I ended up at University of Kansas. So
You did take the bet on yourself though, and while you didn't end up in deciding to go to the MLB, you did have an awfully incredible season down in
yes, sir.
Texas.
It was a great experience. The JUCO that I went to, Cisco College, the coaches there were great to me. I sat down with them and we put down a plan and we executed it. So I'm very thankful for them.
If you could pinpoint one aspect to your game during that year, because it was really exciting, if you could pinpoint one aspect to your game during that year that evolved the most, what would you say it
I'd
was?
say my defensive side of things. I've always been a good defender, but when at JUCO, I think I took myself to a whole nother level. Especially transitioning from the corner outfields to center field. That was like my first year ever playing the middle of the field. So just being able to hop over and try a new position and just like take it into my own. I felt like I accomplished a lot with it, and I did very good at it.
What was the worst JUCO stadium you played at? Because there are always some, there are always some interesting. It sounds like you went to a pretty elite place, but what was the worst facility you had to go compete against?
Uh, the worst, and I'm not bashing any of these schools. Like all these schools are they were good in their own ways, but I'd probably say um, we went to West Texas, and it was a little cold that day, but it started to heat up. But like the batter's eye was terrible. Like it was almost impossible to hit the baseball that day. But I think as the season gets on, you start to realize like most of the fields are like that. Um, our facility was pretty decent, but our outfield had some bumps out there where you kind of had to just do whatever to keep the ball in front. So every JUCO has its you know parts of the fields that need help.
Oh yeah, and I think to be fair to that whole trip too, I've made that drive
Yeah.
before. The drive out to West Texas is
Oh yeah.
horrible. So if you're already on a bus heading out to anywhere west of Texas, like there's nothing. It's like it's not even like Kansas. When you're driving around Kansas, it's actually really pretty. I think that where you're living now, like it's all green. At least you're sitting in the midst of nature. You're driving out in West Texas. There's just nothing. There's no scenery. It's just I think it messes with your head before you even
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah. I always tell my friends or my family like they'll ask me the same question, and I'll say like, have you ever seen Cars? You like when Lightning McQueen and Sally are driving up the road? That's what it's like driving through West Texas.
How's it been so far playing with the draft prospect and Brady, who's on the team
Oh,
right
it's
now?
been
It's gonna be
yeah,
fun.
it's been fun. Brady's a character for sure, but he's a great guy. He does a good job of leading the team. He's one of those guys that lead by example. He's just a very great guy, like I said before. So nothing bad to say about him at all.
One thing that I think is hilarious, I love looking at baseball scouting
Mhm.
reports, and they got him on MLB.com having a 20 speed. Is he that slow?
Brady, yes and no. Brady is slow, but he's sneaky. He's sneaky fast. I'll give him that.
Is he beating anybody on the team in sprints?
Probably, yeah, I believe so. I believe if he was to try to ramp it up to as fast as he can go for like 30 yards, I think he can get it. 30, 40 yards, I think he can get it.
He, there's a few guys on the roster he could beat.
Yeah, I
That was
can
the
only
thing. So
probably count on one hand, but Brady, but Brady, but Brady's a great athlete.
Jayhawk fans should be really, really
Oh, for
excited.
sure.
Ask a different question. If you look at the pitching rotation, and you've had a lot of fall inter squad stuff right now, who is the pitcher that's had your number so far since coming to KU? The guy you probably want to face the least when you're in inter squad.
That's a good question. Um, I'd probably say Daniel. Only because me and Daniel have been playing each other for a while now before we went to KU. and we have our back and forth when it comes to us being, on the field. But I think it just makes us better. But he's definitely had my number this fall. But I definitely say I got the last laugh in the fall.
That's good. So you hit one nicely
Yeah.
down the stretch there of your fall scrimmages. When was the first game that you guys played against each
So
other?
me and Daniel played against each other. Well, JUCO, fall of JUCO. I played Daniel for the first time. I played him there, and then I played him in the playoffs of the JUCO playoffs. JUCO. The first time I faced him, I got a base hit up the middle, so that's what really started it right there.
And it's become kind of a little rivalry since, but probably somebody that you're much happier that is now on your
Oh,
team
100%,
having to
yeah.
go,
We
having to go
we
face.
become the best of friends. We always know, on the field, we're just gonna compete and go out there and have fun. But off the field, best of friends. I love him like he's my brother. So,
It's incredible, and even adding on to that, the beautiful thing is that it's what's really crazy. A lot of people wouldn't know this about college baseball is that up until about now, you're competing with a lot of your teammates on a day-to-day basis. So it can be very competitive in the dugout. And usually I've heard kind of maybe probably a little bit like this in JUCO, but it's a little different at the level of like playing at Kansas because everybody at KU probably if they were in JUCO were one of the best players in their JUCO team. If they weren't in JUCO, they were an elite prospect in some regard to be on that roster. Like it's competitive. People want their spots, and you get to a certain point where people get really tired of competing against the
yeah.
same people every day, and you just can't wait until there's another opponent on the other side. But it gets heated in the fall and up through the early parts of the spring. It's unbelievable.
Uh, yes. We obviously, yes, we're gonna compete. Everybody's trying to, it's 9 positions on the field. You know, it's 14 hitters. Only 9 people can play, but we don't go at each other's necks. But we're definitely gonna compete. We're gonna just put. I look at it as just pushing each other. You know, you're only as good as your weakest link. So I think we use the fall to compete and make each other better.
If you look back at your whole journey, what do you think the hardest thing you've had? What was probably the biggest challenge you've had throughout your baseball career so far?
2019. It was pretty. I was young into baseball. I was 2019. I was, I want to say 13. One of the people who had the biggest impact on my baseball career and also just on my life. My grandfather. I lost my grandfather in 2019 to cancer, but those are pretty tough times, and that's 13 is around the age where you're starting to get ready for high school, and once you hit high school, it becomes kind of life starts to hit, but just losing that one person that you love the most, that you look up to, it really took an impact. But I battled with adversity and went through it, and I'm here now. So
Has there been a moment in your baseball career thus far where you felt him with you out there?
every day when I hit that field, I know that he's with me right here in my heart. Some of the experiences that I had in this past summer in lacrosse, I hit a walkout grand slam, and prior to that at bat, I was just thinking like of how proud he would be of me. How long I've came, and just having those experiences have been great. So every like I said, every day, every time I hit that field, he's always with me.
You look back on your legacy in hopefully 2 years uh, at Kansas. What do you want your legacy to be after these few seasons?
That guy, I just want to, I want my legacy to be that he was that guy that went out there and went about his work correctly and played hard and had fun and left it all on the field and left a positive impact at that.